Hello, Divine Sunshine. This is Divine Sunshine coming to you with your own personal reading. I'm gonna start off, which I kind of help to me to get your energies and get his energies. So let's start in seeing what's happening. Clear. That's in your heart space. What's in your mind space? What's in your heart, his heart space? What's in his mind space? Whoa. Clarifiers. Stay up there. Clear. Yeah. Okay, what is in your heart space is this new love. A new person has stirred romantic feelings. Now, I'm going to suspect that this new person is him. Whatever is in the aspect, he's showing you some type of newness. You've been doing the work. You've been putting in the toil and labor. Let me make sure it's going. I don't know why that thought came to me. You've been putting in the labor. You've been kind of harvesting, and you've reaping what you sowed. You kind of, just getting the fruits of your labor. You're just benefiting from that. Because of that, this new person has stepped into your life, or either he's came in a new way as far as love, and he's presenting you with a rose with beauty. You kind of looking at it and say, "Oh, okay, this is interesting. This is nice. Oh, this is how it is now." So you got the angels kind of talking to you. It's like, okay, be open to this and receptive to this new beginning. Some kind of way he has something to present, but something behind this also, you have a emotionally, you still got a mask on. Okay. You kind of flexible about it, because every time when I see the cat represents flexibility about where you are personally right now. It's like, hey, I'm all right where I'm at. I can kind of stay with it. Somebody does step into my life, that's great. If they don't, hey, I ain't mad at you. I'm not mad at the whole situation. I'm comfortable right where I am, because wherever I land, like a cat, you could throw a cat any old kind of way, whichever way it's gonna land, it's gonna land. It's for, feet. It's four paws, and so it's gonna land on his feet. So it's the same way you are with you. Kind of, you didn't learn how to do the dance, but in some ways, are you really truly happy where you are? No, some kind of way it's kind of illusionary where you are. You're holding an illusion of you. Well, that's the thing. You holding a mask about where you are. But you're feeling like right now, whatever's going on with this new love that's being presented is like a change of wind. Some of them I'm picking up intuitively. It's like maybe you have asked spiritually for this to happen. It's like, nah, I need to change of direction. You actually knowing where you actually are going, but you're taking it this time a different route, or you're taking it in a different way. Like you're thinking out of the box of how you're going to go about doing this time, as far as this new love here. You're flexible. I told you I didn't even see this. I'm just holding the cards like this. You're flexible about the whole situation, because it's presented to you like a new world, a whole new beginning. Especially open up your heart chakras. And to me, I look like they like them turning wheels. It's kind of like getting the wheels are turning within you. I know say feeling wheels of justice, but whatever it is, it's turning, and it's making your mind kind of sprout and blossom, and have grow new thoughts and new ideas. With this, it's helping you with your sacral energy as well, how you connect to others. I heard somebody say sacral energy is also talking about your inner child too. That's also reigning in that, so maybe it's playing a part with that as well. And I see the children card here too, so that might be. Uh, Also, with this new love, whatever this new way that you're taking now, is also stating as far as you're strategizing very differently than whatever way you have done in the past. It's just something I feel intuitively is like you are making a conscious effort to say, heck no, what I did in the past, this sure enough ain't gonna happen again. I feel that you are the ones that's really been moving the king to the queen, or to the bishop to the pawn, or whatever it is, these chess pieces, and you've been strategically working. You have worked your mind to change and kind of think very differently. You know that you say, nope, this ain't for me. It don't feel right. You know, I ain't even going to serve it up on a platter to nobody else, because I already know that the answer is no. You know, this ain't for you. Whatever I'm serving to you, I already know if you're not the one, it ain't for you to partake and take off of this platter for me. You've been looking at the man at the mirror at yourself, and maybe probably this is a woman. It does look like a woman. So you've been really looking at yourself emotionally. Uh, Again, I feel what this is said, the yang, releasing the yang. I think this, with this new love thing, you should help yourself to find some balance. And you really got to the point that you release the divine masculine within yourself, which is either you have either released them to say to call in the right one. Either it's like, okay, I already know who my divine masculine is. Either you're going to come back correct or whatever, or I'm releasing it and letting somebody else in, or I'm also releasing it within myself, those powers to think better, getting a stronger sense of your divine masculine analytically, to like really get on board about this being in new love. Okay. Also in your heart space, in your mind space, you have very soon, you feeling like you got to make a decision about how this is going to go about. You have been floating out this here to the sea. This here, you're going about it emotionally. I think really, to me, when I look at this, if you're thinking about it, it's like you just really kind of like truly just going with the flow, wherever the current is taking you, but you still have a real direction as to which way you're going. You know you want to go north, and you're making sure that you stay on course, but at the same time, it's like you're not rocking the boat, you're not kind of forcing it to happen. It's just like right now, I'm just letting it kind of like really come to me. Did I let those cards come out? I don't think I did. That caught my eye when it said "Access shall be given." You have been in the past, but you're moving into this energy now that you're observing. You're looking at what new beginnings you can have. You're looking at the illusions really up close about what things is not true, was is false. And you're becoming much wiser and clever about this, because it's represented by the fox. Now, in your heart space, did I mix it up? Heart space, mind space. Okay, this is mind space. Okay, and this one you have now, you have children. Your love life is being affected by children. I say heart space, mind space. Did I mix it up? Yeah. In your heart. So in your mind space. So children some kind of way is affecting you. Okay. I want to say, they say about children, I said about that inner child with that thing. You got a lot on, so the sacred thing is popping up a lot. So whatever it is innerly, I don't know if you do have children, you don't, then if we're talking about healing the inner child there, you got to work about as far as how you're thinking. As far as analytically, because I see this represented by the boy and the doll, how you're a master of your own thoughts, how you're loyal to your own thoughts, how you really friendly or accepting of some things, your friendship and your loyalty to things. In your emotions, you got to watch how you nurture yourself, these things. You got a lot of mending. Whatever it is, this childhood is coming up, this inner child, you got a lot of things that you got to mend. Okay. And this is going to lead on to opening up with your soulmate, the understanding that, when you're talking about this twin flame, not soulmate, this is representing the twin flame too, but when you talk about this twin flame, that you're talking about somebody that you mate and you're with for life. It's not like I'm looking for somebody else that's got happy feet, dancing and look at who could dance better than the penguin I got. That's not what this is about. So in this inner child, you've got to heal that and understand that, when you're stuck in this journey, that you're stuck with this one person. Okay. Which maybe causes you, this inner child, and causes you to be in two worlds. Some of the things you're seeing very great, kind of blah, but at the same time you think about the journey, it's like, oh my God, it's like really, everything's a technicolor, everything's more colorful, and that kind of brings a kind of draw to you as well. However, some kind of way, You felt that maybe with this childhood experience that you had, that you've been put up on a pedestal, you've been left out in the cold, and that, you know, that's really, when you're thinking about this, is this like, you know, you got to deal with that. Whatever these abandonment issues that you have, or you being orphaned, you got to work with that. Okay, and with the divine masculine, I believe I said this is heart space, this is thinking space. In the heart space, we got soulmate. He knows that you're soulmate. Yes, this is your soulmate. He knows this, and he's really, in his heart, is feeling like he's got to be really loyal. He has a loyal heart to this. He does have a loyal heart. He understands that you all are connected. He understands that, you know, you all both got to be very wise about some things. Maybe have to think about the aisle, saying who. You might have to ask yourself a question about who you are on this journey as well, you know, which is actually answer, you know, I'm divine. You know, I think about the movie Show Enough, say who's what did he used to ask for? And he would say show enough all the time, and like who had the power, and he would make him make the other one, Leroy, bow down to him until he's like, no, I'm the master. Who's the master? And he would say show enough, and then he kept on dipping his head into this barrel of water. This other guy, it's called The Last Dragon. If you haven't seen it, see it. And so then he would dip him into this barrel, and then the last time he dipped him like 3 or 4 times, and then next time he dipped him, the last time he came up, and he's like, I'm the master. And he was glowing like Neo from the Matrix. It was almost like that movie came out before the Matrix came out. And that was like this young man was a kung fu lover, and he did karate, and then he was going through this kind of quest for finding the last dragon, these things for him to really, what he found out at the end, that he really found out about himself. And so that's what the movie is about. And so this is what it reminds me about this, is that also these questions that he's asking, or you're asking yourselves, is like, who am I? At the end of it, you should be able to say that I am divine. I am the divine masculine. I am the divine feminine, by knowing that you are it says soulmate, but soulmate means you are a divine twin. So it's like he really knows this, and because of him knowing this, he knows that he has a loyal heart. Also in his mind space is codependency. So we got a little issue right here. And if I flip it and it was his heart space, still with him, he's got some addictions he's got to work with. He knows that he's got to weigh the pros and cons about this. This codependency has to do with emotions kind of thing here. You know what that is. He has to be fair. He's been kind of weighing the pros and cons about it. He hadn't been thinking about it in the past, but maybe now with this new love, this surging that's going on with you two, he's figuring like, you know, I got to really kind of weigh the pros and cons of this. I can't just ignore it no more. I got to become wise with this emotionally. So he's looking at things that's for him, that's not for him, and looking at things that can create a new beginning. He knows also that he's got to chop wood. Chopping wood, he's got to get rid of this, you know, like I said, sweep in front of your own front door, sweep all them stuff that does not belong, and he's got to sweep it out. And chopping wood, so chopping wood is just kind of getting rid of those things that's dead that no longer is, which would be these addictions. Okay, so that's what he's got to kind of work with at this time. Okay, let's look into, my nose is twitching and I want to sneeze. Okay, what is our divine mission? So let's look at the purpose cards here. Life purpose. Clear. Going to your questions. Oh, this came straight on up. Oh, it says family. Loving your friends and family is central to your life purpose. Okay, whoa. Can I get a clarifier? Where's those other ones? Did I bring them out? No, that is that. Okay, I thought I brought the energy cards out. Hold on one sec, because sometimes I'll be putting cards on top of other cards that don't belong. I put the energy cards up here. Good. I'm like, I know I got them somewhere. Clear. Can you clarify that energy? Okay, so right now what I'm seeing here, which is interesting, that right now whatever it is you all got to work on right now. You all's mission and purpose is to really kind of clear up. hmm Okay, so right now it seems like in some ways you all have got to clear up some family ties that's got in there. Like right now, like the lineage through the blood ties, you all got to clear up some stuff that's happened with you all ancestral, which means like if there's some things that's been bad on both sides, you all are coming there to kind of clear the bloodlines, to clear the blood ties, and to create something new. This is what I'm saying, because when I see it all tied up and she's smiling like this, it's like, I'm glad to be in this position. Magically, I'm going to make some things happen, and there's going to be a transformation. I see that they're saying you have to do this is because of your first chakra. You got to get grounded and rooted some things. You got to clear some things in the heart, because you all's abundance is going to be there. Now that's what I pick up. I know that's kind of a little deep, but that's something that you all have got to work on as well. Now I hear you saying, okay, that's nice. That's energetically, I could get that. But you're trying to see, is there anything that you all need to be working like in the world? So that's spiritually. So can you give me clear? Something physically. What is in the physical world they're supposed to be working on? Okay. I get that. It's blood ties. So you all are supposed to be there. You want to clear up that family literacy. Okay. Right now it says practice. Polish your skills by practicing regularly. But you all are supposed to be doing your life purpose involves your skills or orientation. This. I'm thinking maybe eventually, maybe you all will be like that too. What is it called? I think it's named Terry and Sherry, or the those channels where they got twin flames coming on there together, like and you all supposed to maybe talk about you all's journey together and how you all came into union, and how that helps also with the family, because that could be like helping family, like your twin family could be twin flame family or journey, I mean community as well. This is what I'm picking up too. You could help clear us up, help us find a way and a path to kind of, because we're all tied up in these karmic situations, and how we could become more grounded, opening up our heart chakra so we can get our abundance as well too. But it goes twofold. I'm still not gonna go back to it. It's gonna help you physically with your spiritually with your family. It's something going on with your lineage that both of you all have to clean up, but also something about speaking. Okay, this is another thing. And so the more and more you do it and you practice, the better you all are going to become with this. This is funny that she's playing some flute, maybe some kind of way, maybe spiritually. Maybe you all might can involve some kind of music that's involved with it, some kind of way. But definitely speaking is you all's mission. That's what you all have to work on. That, like I said, do this YouTube channel, go around the world and kind of do speaking engagements about that. Will he be willing and able to stop being with other women? Or maybe that's the addiction he talking about. I forgot about that. That's why I don't read your questions until, so I don't be tainted by it. But that's the codependency. So that kind of answers that. Addictions are affecting your romantic life. He knows he needs to be fair. He needs to start looking at what works, what don't work about it, and he knows that he needs to cut it out. Let me ask the romance cards. I answer this straight up. Do you know? Will you be able to let go of the other ladies? Clear. What's your thought about that? Right. Yep. Got it. Will he be willing and able to stop being with other men? I mean, other women, in order to be with me only? Okay. He said, keep an open mind. Your soulmate may differ from your usual type of expectation. So he's saying right now what I'm doing might not be a little, and just because it say soulmates, that's because that's how the cards, they don't know nothing about no twin flames. So don't hear it. I had one person I did read, she's like, you kept on saying soulmate. Now what is he? Is he my soulmate or is he my twin? The cards do not read and understand twin flames. So when I say soulmate, I'm reading what they're saying. He's your twin, okay? Because you stated he is that. That's what he is. It reads all through here. We see soulmate. The soulmate cards came up several times. And most time when I see that, that lets me know that it's some twin flame actions going on. So yes, he's saying at this time, he hears you. He's kind of like, I'm intently hearing you. You're like, okay, are you going to let go of these other women? You know, my inner child is listening here because this is her represented there. And I'm listening, and we're like really, really happy. We're really optimistic about what's going on. I got the dove of peace behind me. They say, you know, with peace be still, be at peace about this. And the angels flying over to your other side and his side to say, okay, we got your back, and this is what you're deciding to do. But you got to remember, I think he's saying, you know, in the long run, while I'm trying to find myself, let me do clarifiers. Just have an open mind. Clear. Because the way I might go about this relationship thing might be totally different than what you have expected. Okay, so right now he's saying he knows to have an open mind because right now the higher powers is kind of working with. I told you this angel is coming over to fly over to him side, said, let me kind of help you work out some things. He know he's the co-creator of this relationship. But he's got to look at some things in the past, honestly. He knows that he's got to be able to, in this relationship, he's got to gain some stamina. Maybe in the past he has had not that stamina to kind of be with just one woman, be a one monogamous in a relationship. So he know he's got to be able to run this distance and to win this race. He's got to look at some things of how he did in the past, how he's building his foundation to things, how he carved out his ideas and things when he's talking about relationship. He's going to have to walk a real tight he's got to walk a real tight rope on this situation, but he's got to be wise about it. So yes, he knows that he's got to do this. This is going to be, when I'm picking up from this card, he's like, this is going to be a whole new experience for me, but I know it's got to be done. And he's been moving from the point he was kind of light about it, like, yeah, okay, but now he's getting kind of serious about it, especially for what has been shown to him. So he's been doing a lot of pondering. He's been doing a lot of daydreaming. He's kind of doing a lot of kind of thinking about, you know, like, what if her and I, we grow old together, things that then. So he's been doing a lot of visualization. Because when I see this, this reminds me of, lets me know signals that this person's been doing a lot of daydreaming, a lot of visualizing you and him together and what it would be. So yes, emotionally he's been doing that. He's not been weary about it. He just say, you know, I just been thinking about it a lot. Okay, 44, he's finding harmony with it, and he's making sure that he's really grounded in this belief as well. So yes, he is he's like, you know, it's like, I'm not going to give you no definite yes because I don't want you to be disappointed, but he's like, just keep an open mind, be very positive, keep your vibrations high about the whole situation. And, you know, I know what I've got to do. My tactics might look a little different than me, but on the surface might look like I'm not doing it, but trust and believe that I am working my way. It's like he's saying, I got to kind of work my way out with what I have. Let me kind of get this out of my system, and then eventually I know I'm going to start working my way. So I'll be working my way back to you, babe. So when a burning love inside. So he'll be working his way back to you, okay? He knows what he's got to do, but he said, I feel him saying, you know, I got to kind of ease my way on out of this. I got to work some things out my sister to get there, okay? I know that's not kind of semi maybe what you want to hear, but he said he knows what he's got to do, and he already recognized what's not good for him. How will our different religious backgrounds affect our union? Interesting. Let's ask these cards. Let's see specifically. Let's see how it's going to look. Clear. How would their different religious backgrounds affect their union? How would it look? Okay, he knows right now that in you all's relationship, he is the main male. He is the divine masculine. He knows that in your heart, some kind of way spiritually, you have gotten some kind of alarming message about how you all's religions might act as a thing. You're concerned about it. Uh, he's been thinking about it, but I think it's weighing a little bit more heavy on you than it is him. About it, because you got, like, she's touching the heart and she's got this paper, but that's a big thing. You all's love is pretty much written in stone. It's very ancient. I think it's going to bring peace. It's got some potential to grow. It's got some things that is barren, and maybe you all having different religious backgrounds, it has potential to grow into something more flourishing, because I see the sudden wealth at the end. Behind the scenes, we see family room. You all going to have to work at it behind the scenes, because you got this family room here, which can be a place that's very peaceful. Let me see, I could get a, what you call it. I see it, but I want to make sure. But I think the family room, that's number 21. Like that jumped off the page. A place that you all might find yourself intimately kind of withdrawing. Society visits would have been kept informal, so we know we're now in a welcoming and supportive space where secrets. Yeah, I felt that, but it's like it's behind the scenes. You all will be able to withdraw from each other and be able to support each other, even though you have these differences. This might be like when you all kind of come together, because on the outside, I'm feeling that you're going to kind of get some competition of, ideas. Everybody's going to have contrasting ideas. Oh my God, you're this, he's that. Okay, I don't know how this is going to work out. I don't know. He's Muslim and you're Christian. This is not going to work. You're two different worlds, or whatever it is. Are you Buddhist and he's, yeah, that's that. I don't know. That's going to work. A Hindu or whatever. It's like two variances with that. But you all are going to find a way. It's going to take some work. I'm not going to lie about that. But in some ways, you all are going to be able to find solace in that. It's like retreat. You might even find yourself, I pick this up too intuitively, like I take it up for each other. So in case other people on the outside try to say, something different about it, it's like, no, I got your back, no. That's that. And we learn from each other, from the differences. So you all in some kind of way will be welcoming as the process goes in sharing. Welcoming, and it's going to be a welcoming and supportive space for you all. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, some kind of way they talk about you can retreat too without being introverted. It's just like really being able to honor just within yourselves. This is who I am. This is who I am. You all coming together. You all will be able to kind of, in that safe space and find comfort and support within each other for those differences. Now, the outside world might be a whole different thing, but as long as you all have understanding, that's the main thing. And then you got sudden wealth. Because of these differences that you all have, it's going to bring a wealth of abundance to you all. I would say spiritually, mentally, physically, psychologically, it's going, and socially, it's going to bring a wealth, certain wealth from that. Because I got the number 11, which is like the right there, the twin flame cards. You know, and you all remember when we're twins, we're going to come from different backgrounds and beliefs. It's supposed to go that way. Some kind of way we're supposed to kind of merge those two ideas, kind of cohabitate with those different things like that. It's going to happen. You know, I watch this YouTube channel and I see how they having different species being best friends with each other. A duck didn't fell in love with a dog, and you know he protective of the dog, and he didn't got to the point that I remember seeing that his little web feet didn't kind of hurt because he's trying to follow wherever this dog go, and his little master had to create these little web booties to go over the little duck's web feet so he could go wherever the dog is, because he's like, I just love this dog, and wherever this dog go, I to go. And so if the species is learning how to live, this is what I'm saying. I'm gonna close on this note. How to cohabitate with each other, and they from different worlds. That the duck can do water and land. The dog can just do. It's supposed to be just on land, but he can swim. And if these two species can find love and be the best of friends, why can't we? And we're just different religions, but we're the same species. So there's hope in this, and this is how the twin flame and divine unisoul's dynamic is made up. We're not going to be the same. We're supposed to learn from our differences, be able to respect from that, and show the world that how, look, I'm this, he's that, we love each other, and that's what it's all about, and learn from our love, because we are a model of what the world should be about, and that's all it has to be. So don't worry about us being religion and spiritual and we come from different backgrounds, because the universe, the master, the powers that be, as I call it, had made it up to be that way. There's no mistakes. Nothing happens just happens. It happens just. All right. If you have any more questions, hit me up in the sea. But until next time, stay uplifted, stay motivated, stay ascended. Namaste. Namaste.